So I began to look at these caverns, Carlsbad Cavern, and this one is called Caverns of Sonora. Caverns of Sonora is located on top of a hill. I think these are buried castles that were destroyed somehow. Look at this formation. They're claiming it's just natural, but this looks like stripes from some kind of fabric, where the fabric was just on the walls. Some of the caverns even have names like the King's Castle and the Queen's Chambers. And when you start to look, knowing what we know about the mud flood and the research about what the original buildings looked like, they were so intricate that sometimes in these caverns you can see the entrance is actually the entrance to a structure buried under a hill, like at Carlsbad. So they show us this and say that it's natural formations, and they're not sure what caused it. So what if it was a castle subjected to the mud flood or some other disaster, and then these formations formed around the basically the ruins, and because it was wet, it started growing different things. But when I start to look at these, I think this might be something else. I mean, so much that we were told that wasn't true. This thing is wild. It could just have been a structure. I know what we're told, okay, but I just started to see this and just wonder. And then they were blasting it apart. Some of these go for miles. Some of it looks like, I think this was a structure at one point. I don't think it was necessarily underground. I think it was above ground. You know, like many of the mud flood buildings we're looking at, they started above ground. So my parents wrote this book about these people living underground. I don't think they lived underground. I think they lived in castles. And then the castles became ruins. I mean, why are these children, from the Basque region held, detained all over the world? I think that they were rich, very wealthy. I mean, that goes back to what I think about the World Fairs, the pink passport, where the children they're not a different species. I mean, they're human, created by God, and they have gray eyes. So those are the delineations on that pink passport. And I think that's the Greys. The Greys, the ones with the gray eyes. I mean, this looks, you could say this is organic, but I think this started out as some kind of fabric or fiber that got destroyed. And even if you can't see it, if you start to look at the mouths of these caves, they look like a structure. This looks like some kind of, I don't know, some kind of glass. And, whatever happened, maybe the structure just became a ruin. This to me looks like a structure. It doesn't look like a cave. It looks like a structure that used to exist. I think that these are, this is the mouth entrance to the Carlsbad Caverns. And when you look at it, this looks like an old, very old building. Up here, I think it was a castle of some kind that got buried. Now, if you look at this image right here, I mean, this one image, I guess, Roger from Mud Fossil might say is a you know what, but I don't think so. I think that this was a castle, because when you look at the structure from the outside of the cave, it's not a cave, it's an entrance to a structure. I mean, it's obviously not just natural. I mean, some of the pictures, it does look natural, but this one, I mean, I don't know if they built this stuff going down or if this was an original walkway that they had paved. But like even right here, the way it is, it looks like somebody built it with you know, some kind of bricklaying. This looks like, you know, I don't know what to call it, bricklaying, stonemasonry, something like this. And then I guess when digging it out, you know, they begin to blast through, but I think these are buried castles. I don't think they are. We're going to have to look at it from above, from, you know, like Google Earth to really see, but or I don't think this is what they're saying. Even when you take a tour of the Carlsbad Caverns, they're calling the rooms the Queen's Chambers, the King's Castle. This is the King of America. One of the kings of America, right? That had this castle. Now what happened to it, I can't begin to tell you. But to me this looks like stonework. It doesn't look like just something natural. It looks like stonework. I mean, you can really see it here. That's a structure. I don't know what else to say. So even on this map, it says Queen right here. It's weird. This looks like a shape of Africa right here, if you look at it in one way. Carlsbad Caverns. Just trying to. I think that's the mouth to it. How does it expand? Sometimes I feel like they block your ability to see from here. So why does it say queen? It's not Caverns. Slaughter queen. Maybe it's all blocked out, like they're putting something so you can't see it. This is masking, right? Why are they masking it? Even when you turn it onto 2D, a lot of it is covered. Now this to me looks like a butterfly, but it looks like a butterfly that was some kind of artifact, or it could be an actual butterfly that got stuck in there. I don't know. But because of the way it is, I don't know about this one. If that's glass or what that's made out of. Somebody stole it. They're stealing everything. This is one I found called Koa. It's in New Mexico. But look at this. This is some kind of wall built. And this could have been a castle. Let's see if I can get closer on the picture. I mean, I was starting to look at all of these as trees. I don't think so. I think this is a structure. It's not a very good picture, but you can see this looks like stonework, you know, at the base of what appears to be a castle.